Let's be honest, most of you already use AI. And if you're using it for homework, studying, or figuring things out faster, I'm not here to tell you to stop. But I have a question for you. When AI gives you an answer, do you actually know if it's right? Or does it just sound right? Keep in mind, AI doesn't look things up. It doesn't check sources, and it doesn't actually know what's true. It predicts what sounds right based on patterns, which means you can get confident, polished answers without knowing where they came from or whether they're correct. Most of you were never taught how to tell the difference. I'm here to show you something almost no one explained to you: how to use AI without letting it think for you. Because the difference between people who get stronger with AI and people who don't isn't how often you use it, it's how you think when the answer shows up instantly. So today, I'm going to give you 3 simple strategies you can use immediately to work with AI without getting misled. Here's the most important shift you need to make. AI doesn't think like you do. It doesn't understand meaning. It also doesn't know what's true. And it doesn't decide what matters. Large language models work by predicting what word or idea is most likely to come next based on patterns in massive amounts of data. That's why AI can sound confident, detailed, convincing, and still be wrong. So instead of asking, is this answer correct? Start asking, what assumptions did this make? What might be missing? And how would I know if this is wrong? Because the moment you start asking those questions, you stop treating AI like a source of truth and start using it like a thinking partner. Scientists sometimes describe studying AI like performing an alien autopsy because we didn't actually design every part of how it reasons. So instead of trusting it blindly, you learn to observe how it behaves. Here's the practical rule. AI generates, you evaluate. AI suggests, you decide. That's the partnership. Because AI is powerful, but incomplete. It needs you to provide context, apply judgment, and take responsibility for what happens next. So the takeaway here is treat AI like a draft partner, not a source of truth. When you use AI like a search engine, 3 things happen, and most of the time, you don't even notice it. First, you stop questioning whether the answer is grounded in facts. Second, the assumptions stay invisible. And third, the check or test step disappears. That's how you end up turning in work that sounds right, but isn't, or misunderstanding complex topics without realizing it, and trusting answers that were never meant to be final. And here's the part most people don't notice. It feels like you're learning faster, but your brain never gets the reps it needs to actually understand the material. Because when AI does the thinking for you, you skip the struggle that builds real understanding. AI works best when you treat it like a brainstorming partner, a draft generator, a hypothesis engine, not a search engine. Once you make that shift, you stop asking, what's the answer? And you start asking, how do I test what I'm seeing? This is the most important skill you can learn right now. How to evaluate an AI answer instead of just accepting it. Here's a simple 3-step process you can use starting today. Step 1, identify the assumptions. Every AI answer is built on assumptions. When I say assumptions, I mean the shortcuts that AI uses to make an answer sound complete, or what the AI decides for you when you don't give it enough context. So instead, ask the following questions. What is this answer assuming? What did the AI assume for me? What information did I not give it? Or what would need to be true for this to be correct? For example, if you ask AI for career suggestions and the AI picks something and says, this is a good career for you, ask based on what? My interests, my skills, my values, my personality? If AI didn't ask you questions first, the answer is incomplete. Okay, the next step, step 2, stress test the answer. Never accept the first response. Try one of these mini tests instead. The opposite test. Give 3 reasons this could be wrong. Or ask it the evidence test. What data supports this and how recent is it? The simplified test. Explain this in plain language without jargon. Or the constraint test. Only use information from the last 3 years. If the answer falls apart under pressure, that's not failure, that's learning. Finally, step 3 leads us to verify with real sources. Before you use AI for a real decision, slow down and pressure test what it gives you. Look for a second perspective, not just a second answer. Ask the AI to explain where its reasoning could be weak, or run the idea past someone who actually understands the topic. If you can't check it, treat the AI output like a draft, not a fact, because the goal isn't perfect answers, it's stronger thinking. That's one shift that helps you build real understanding instead of just faster results. Here's what this actually looks like in real life. When you're doing homework, instead of asking for the answer, ask, give me 2 opposing arguments and critique both. If you're studying, you can ask AI to create practice questions that expose misunderstandings, not just summaries. And if it is career exploration, then ask AI to ask you questions first before suggesting paths. This is what critical thinking with AI actually looks like. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember this. Never accept the first answer that AI gives you. Question it, test it, check it. Because the real shift isn't just how you think after it responds. The real power move is how you shape the conversation from the start. When you treat AI like a conversation partner, you don't wait for answers to fix. You guide it with better questions, clearer context or the information that you give it, and stronger judgment from the start. And in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like in action, how to structure the conversation itself so you're not just fixing answers, you're shaping them. And if you want more practical examples like this, I share deeper breakdowns and tools on my Substack, so you can keep building these skills at your own pace.